Good morning, everybody. This is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. Thank you so much for stopping by. I send you love continuously. Today is November the 6th, and the moon is currently in Pisces. I believe today is the third and last day of the moon being in that sign. And as a result of this water sign, we are being taken through the depths of our being. The element of water is dealing with our emotions. And since we are at that time of really letting go of things that are not serving us, as a result of receiving more of our divine spirit and light, we have to deal with these things. Now, I am not saying that I'm trying to watch how I phrase this, because all of us are on an ascension process, or we are all on that process of merging with our truest self, and the self of all. So I am not going to say that you or I are at this end phase. Excuse me. You all know where you are. And so I'm trying to keep it a little basic today as best as I can. But I'm not certain if I can actually do that. We are all tapping into parts of our soul, which means that we are all attempting to either open, activate, integrate, embody our soul star, which resides within our Alta Major. This is the opening that, again, is associated with the back of the skull, where the neck and skull meet in relationship to the medulla oblongata. This is the area where the crucifixion begins. The process of the essence, the life force energy, the Holy Spirit, the Kundalini, the CFS, the spinal fluid, goes and creates more of an electric essence, which therefore goes to the rest of the brain, the pineal, the pituitary, all of the above, comes back down into where the Alta Major opens or is residing within the throat. And then again, this is the mouth of God. This is also connected to the high heart or thymus gland. Therefore, it's also connected to the heart. Therefore, it also connects to the other chakras. This is creating that silver cord that connects and merges with a source, and allows divine information about who we are, our purpose, past lives, all the information that we can tap into from zero point energy, from the Akashic record, from all that is. Now, what's going to be taking place? Initiations. I like saying initiations. If you ever had testing when you were in school and you loved taking the test, I didn't. So I don't use that word test, or I didn't use that word testing in the early process of my awakening, but I like it now because I understand it fully now. I learned my lesson midway, and I can see an experience, and I can relate that experience properly to move me forward. Therefore, I pass a test, or I can pass an initiation. Now, I'm going back to where I think I said in one of my videos that I spoke a phrase that if I can learn this lesson, I will be rewarded instead of punished by God. Now, punishment is a lacking phrase. I also added in my awareness, God does not punish. Okay? I don't believe God punishes us. It's according to our own heart do we attract things that come into our life. And it's by our own perception do we see it as an attack or something beautiful. So I knew my ego was talking to my spirit there because I was having an internal dialogue with myself where I spoke, if I can learn this lesson, I will be rewarded and not punished. And I quickly added, but I know God doesn't punish. He gives according to your own worthiness. Our heart will always have the truth of what we know to be worthy of. And therefore that like energy will come to us, whether it is good or bad, of course. And the universe will give you the greater amount of what you know to be worthy of. And so I had a revelation where I knew what was taking place yesterday. Now, I have had several initiations this period, moving up to the 1111 gateway, because before we can actually unite here and make that complete unity, we have to really let go again. Every time we take a jump, make a jump, we have to let go. In order to receive more light, more love from the universe, we have to let go of something, or we have to learn what it is that has this attachment over us. Now, throughout my process, I knew I had certain things that controlled me or took away from me. I knew that I loved a lot, to the point that I gave too much of myself to others and not enough to myself. And that by giving a lot of love, I had a lot of expectations of that return. That's wrong. That is not selfless love. I quickly learned that in my journey. To give is to give because giving is right. And that by doing what is right in every given moment, you are going to give, you're going to receive according to that likeness, but more. And it wasn't about me receiving more at all. It was about me feeling good on the inside. I knew that when I eliminated all of those expectations in my life of others, and more of myself in the form of love, I was going to feel better about myself. Therefore, be lifted. My spirit could be lifted. And I have had a difficulty with being worthy, feeling worthy, stemming from abuse of all kinds. And I've had to heal from those wounds. That unworthiness transformed into other types of unworthiness. Unworthiness of any type of goodness in my life, whether materialistically or physically. You know, attention from others. I just felt unworthy for affection, of true affection. I attracted all kinds of negative attention that I didn't want. And so I knew at the beginning of my process there's going to be one thing that was going to be my most difficult. That included me, that is, with me. I have had to learn to love more and to give more selflessly. And yes, that's all hard. It's very difficult to be selfless. But I've had to learn to trust the universe as well in other aspects. And I have had to learn faith in everything. And so here I am. I know I'm towards the end of my journey because in the beginning, I had one thing that was always controlling me on a daily basis. What do you have that is so controlling in your life that you can't get rid of? You might be able to handle it a little bit better. You might not think about it now on a daily basis any longer because you have grown spiritually. You have grown in faith, but you know it's going to come back up. Because why? We have to clear that stagnant energy out. And if it is for you, you could have a problem with relationships. Now, if you have been kind of avoiding fixing a relationship that is really close and dear, this may come up now. And you might have to correct that prior to making a jump. If you have a problem with money, a bad relationship with money, and this is also associated with the water element of Pisces, the sacral, because the moon is in Pisces right now, and it's also associated, with the pituitary gland, the higher thinking and lower thinking. When we can choose the high road, the higher state of consciousness, when we can choose to raise our vibration, reflect in love, we can get out of this circumstance here. So if money has always been something that you cannot handle in your life, you lack control in that area, this may begin to resurface in your life. And if you can see that this is it, this is your initiation, then you can make a jump up. You are ready for more. So I've had my initiation yesterday, and for the most part, I handled it kind of well. I could have done better, I know that. It got me more so when I was about to go to bed. Now, that's usually when our mind wants to roam and seek more control over who we are. Remember, there's this fight between the lower mind, lower creation, and the higher self. The higher self is attempting to merge here, and that is the feeling, the pressing that I felt or have been feeling for really a week, but maybe 2 or so, of this intense energy coming in from the crown and into my midsection, solar plexus and sacral. This is the points. If you want to think of it as the points of the triangle, you can. When they merge down to create unity, there's that intense buildup that's going to be there because the lower self, connected to earth, is going to press up against the higher self and merge. And in that merging process, energy has to be let go of that has been preventing us from moving forward. And this is also, again, connected to I've been speaking about that Alta Major. And the Alta Major is this star. And it kind of resembles the Metatron's cube when it is in full dimension. It has several points. And this is, again, the connection, like I spoke of in the back of the nape, that connects into the mouth of God, into your throat. And this is that heaviness that I also have been feeling in my thymus, because there's going to be that connection now where light can filter in and provide you with more information about your divine spirit. and linking you up with purpose and connecting you with, again, that 0 point energy, the Akashic records, and allowing that continuous flow to come through. But prior to all of that coming through, that silver cord has to be completely attached. It has to be attached to the earth and attached to the elements. And this is, of course, leading us to the 1111 gateway. So regardless, again, of whether or not you are making a complete unity within your Merkaba, within your soul alignment here, your spirit attachment here, we are all receiving according to the level that we are at. And prior to this, major initiations. Can you see them? Through light. Can you choose the greatest emotion that gives you clarity? Can you not allow lower vibrational emotions overpower you and limit you from moving forward? We have to learn our lessons to move forward. We have to heal our lower energies, our past, our limitations prior to receiving. And I have begun that process, and you can. I hope you can hear that in my excitement today, because I have learned this. I have learned something very valuable here, and I'm going to start crying. We can't avoid how we are feeling. We can't avoid what has robbed us from a true existence. If you want love to come from the future to you, you have to heal that broken heart. You have to heal those wounds of being unworthy, abandoned, whatever it is. If you want abundance, if you want wealth, you have to heal those wounds again of not being worthy, of lacking that type of control or lacking abundance in your life. Why do you not feel worthy of it? And you have to deal with it. That means allowing your mind and heart to see what is before you, and allowing love to conquer you instead of that fear. I prayed and prayed last night because my ego wanted to tell me that I was limited, that I couldn't succeed, that I couldn't have the future that I have been seeing for the past 2 years. God's promise is to always give us, provide us, and there is an abundance within this universe for us. Love is endless. Light is endless. And as long as you attach to that and not what you have been so familiar with, you receive. You jump. You attach your spirit with the spirit. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.